Number 15, Yavichin J says, could you explain why the seven mountain mandate is wrong theology? It's so popular, and on the surface, it seems like such a good idea. So as I understand it, the seven mountain mandate is more of a Pentecostal thing, and I don't say that as a negative term. I'm not saying Pentecostal like it's a dirty word, but amongst more Pentecostal groups. And the view is that they can sort of divide the world into seven categories they call seven mountains. And so you have like arts and I don't know, science, and you have like these different sort of cultural categories, or you might say centers of influence for a culture. And these are called like seven mountains. And the mandate is that we're going to get Christians into the higher echelons of each of those categories, right? So into the arts and into like industry and into politics and government, ruling government and stuff like that. So is it wrong theology? Well, let me just say this. It's not right theology, meaning that not that it's a bad thing. It's extra biblical. Like there's nothing in scripture that says this, to my knowledge. There's nowhere in scripture that says that we need to get Christians into the top of each of these sort of like sectors. I don't see that mandate in scripture. So this mandate, if we're saying it's coming from God, we're saying it based purely on extra biblical things. We should acknowledge that. So is it wrong theology? What it is it's a strong focus on an idea that doesn't seem like it comes from scripture. It could potentially be problematic in that it would cause a church to focus too much on powerful people. Potentially this is a problem, right? The early church didn't care, and they weren't supposed to care about how wise and powerful and authoritative you were and how much you could integrate yourself into the higher echelons of this particular mountain. It just didn't matter, because, you know, God has hidden these things from the wise of this world and revealed them to fools. And we don't care. We don't care. You know, don't give more honor to the rich man who enters into your home. But if you see the rich man who enters into the church, if you see them as part of like the mountain mandate and they're the mountain takers, and it seems to me that it's going to create potential problems in the way that the church looks at the church and the way that we look at each other as Christians, because we're seeing that person as achieving this mandate. The benefit of this, there's a good side to it as well, which is that you just have Christians who are intentional about trying to like put their Christianity into wherever they are. And that's a good thing, whether it's in business or in government or whatever, whether not they're trying to create a theocracy, but they're trying to like, I want to see my Christian commitments and my commitment to Jesus impacting the people around me. And if I have influence, I want to use that for the Lord. That's a positive thing. So yeah, those are my answers. It's extra biblical. It has potential problems, and it has some positives that come with it. And so can we do some of the same stuff without the negatives by just ignoring the phrase seven mountain mandate? Interestingly enough, the Passion Translation put seven mountains in the book of Psalms where it didn't belong. I don't know if he's taken it out, because he's been revising it here and there. Maybe he took it out. But yeah, because it was trying to embed this theology into places where it doesn't occur in scripture. That's weird.